What is up, everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Tomorrow. Today we're going to be talking a little bit about the injuries that we saw in Week 7 and some of the ones that we need to keep an eye on for Week 8. So let's go ahead and just jump right into it. Let's start by talking about those long-term injuries that we need to keep an eye on. And of course, bad news for all these guys. Hopefully they all get back as soon as possible. It doesn't sound like any of these are too terrible though, which is good news. Let's start with Zach Wilson, quarterback for the Jets. He suffered a PCL sprain in his knee and is expected to miss a couple of weeks, which means that the Jets offense could even be worse than it was before. And that's with Joe Flacco coming in from the Eagles to start. So not good news for the Jets, and hopefully Wilson will get back on track and be playing in a couple of weeks. Let's move on to Davante Adams, wide receiver for the Green Bay Packers. Now, this isn't necessarily a serious injury, but he did test positive for COVID-19 on Monday and is very likely going to miss at least this week's game on Thursday night, which means that Allen Lazard is likely going to see more touches for the Packers. So definitely something to keep our eye on, and especially next week too, as Green Bay is going to be playing against the Kansas City Chiefs. So definitely want to keep an eye on this one due to just how close it was to the Thursday night game. He tested positive on Monday, so hopefully he'll clear and be okay. Now, the next guy is Darren Waller, tight end for the Vegas Raiders. He has an ankle injury and was held out of Week 7. It kind of flared up late in the week. Now, he has a bye in Week 8, which is good news, and it'll give him some time to get healthy, but he's definitely going to be a guy to keep an eye on going forward. Now, let's move on to some more minor injuries just to kind of watch and keep an eye on as we're setting our lineups this week. First off, Patrick Mahomes, quarterback for the Chiefs. He had a head injury on a really nasty hit, and he did avoid a concussion, so he should be okay, but we'll definitely want to keep an eye on it just in case something kind of springs up from it. You never know with head injuries. They're very scary. Another quarterback, Dak Prescott of the Dallas Cowboys, had a calf strain that he suffered back in Week 6. He had a bye last week, and the plan is for him to be able to play, but definitely want to keep an eye on him. Baker Mayfield, quarterback for the Browns, has a shoulder injury that caused him to miss Week 7, so we'll definitely want to watch and see if he can progress this week so that he can play in Week 8. Moving on to our running back, Saquon Barkley of the Giants has an ankle injury that has caused him to miss the last 2 weeks, and he does have an outside chance of returning this week against the Chiefs, but he'll need to make some progress in practice. Miles Sanders, running back for the Eagles, has an ankle injury that he suffered in Week 7 and is considered week to week. So he could be a long shot to play this week, and if he misses time, Kenneth Gainwell should see the majority of the touches in his absence. Nick Chubb, running back for the Browns, has a calf injury that's caused him to miss the last couple of weeks, but he's expected to return this week, which is good news for Chubb. Moving on to our wide receivers, Antonio Brown, wide receiver for the Buccaneers, has an ankle injury which caused him to miss Week 7. We'll definitely need to watch him in practice this week, see if he can make progress. Kenny Golladay of the Giants has a knee injury that has caused him to miss the last couple of weeks. We'll need to see how he's able to progress this week. And Sterling Shepard, another wide receiver for the Giants, has a hamstring injury. He missed Week 7, but he was close to playing, and he'll have a better chance to play this week against the Chiefs than Golladay. Michael Thomas, wide receiver for the New Orleans Saints, has an ankle injury that has kept him on the PUP list to start the season. He's worth keeping an eye on, but is likely not going to be able to return this week. Michael Gallup, wide receiver for the Dallas Cowboys, has a calf injury, but he has been designated to return from IR, which is good news for Gallup. He does have a chance to play this week. And then Jerry Jeudy, wide receiver for the Denver Broncos, has an ankle injury, and he is also expected to return this week by the Broncos, so good news for Jeudy. Moving on to a couple of tight ends, Rob Gronkowski, tight end for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Feel like I'm talking about him every single week. He is still dealing with the rib injuries, and the good news is that the team is hopeful that he will return for Week 8. So hopefully we'll get Gronk back on the field this week. And then finally, Logan Thomas of the Washington football team has that hamstring injury, and he is eligible to return from IR this week and is considered week to week. So he'll definitely be a name to watch as we move later and later into the week. But guys, here's a review of all of these injuries. You can definitely print this out or download it so that you can keep track of all of these. I know it's kind of a lot, so definitely a lot to take in. This should be able to help you out. But guys, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe for more league-winning fantasy advice. Drop us a like and a comment, interact with us, and go check out our Twitter and our Facebook so that you can stay up to date with all that we're doing and so that you can ask us any questions that you might have. And go check out our other channel, Pretty Smart Sports. We're talking about all sorts of different sports stuff over there. But again, guys, thank you so much for watching. We'll see you next time.